Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Starlight Beacon Transmissions Live. My name is Eric Mitchell. I'm your host, and tonight looks like I am flying solo as a few of the normal, a few of our normal friends here have a few things to do this evening. So we wish them all the best, and I'm going to hold down the fort while they cannot be here. But I want to let you all know that we have a fun show tonight. We are going to have a great time. We're going to be talking about fandom because we have to have that conversation again. We're going to be talking about the Acolyte, and we're going to be talking about a few other things. Hey, John, how's it going? We're going to be talking about a few other things as well. Plus, I just want to showcase we are going to be opening a pack of the Oreos on stream this evening. We're going to see if we've got light side or dark side. Now, the first pack that we opened, when did I pick those up the other day? Yeah, I picked them up earlier this week. The first pack that my wife and I got was dark side. So we'll see what this is in just a few minutes. But before then, yeah, your first pack was Dark Side. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love the art on the cookies. Honestly, I think they're really cool, and it's pretty neat to it's pretty neat to see all of that. Has it started yet? Well, I mean, yes and no. What is this that just fell? Oh, receipt for One Piece cards. Okay, random. Has it started yet? Maybe, maybe. Um, but yeah, let's have a conversation real quick before we get to the fun stuff here. And I have to say that when it comes to fandom, no, no. You're not speaking to Eric. My name is um Sheev, Palpatine. Uh when it comes to fandom, we have to have this conversation again because some things happened on the Acolytes, and a website that we all know and love, our good friends over at Wikipedia, changed the. Then the Eric at the bottom left is your. Yeah. Um, they changed this character's uh, birth date essentially to coincide with their appearance in the Acolyte, and a lot of people didn't like it, and there were a few voices that really didn't like it and egged on for them to quote unquote fix Wikipedia. And in doing so, some of these people said to the fine folks over at Wikipedia that they hoped that they and their pets would die. And honestly, that is not that's it's wrong on so many levels. Like, what is wrong with you that you go that far to threaten somebody who's doing their job of editing a website, not only threatening their lives, but their families as well as their pets? Like, come on, be better. We got to be better than this. It's ridiculous, but I will say this. Well, two things. First off, I don't condone that at all. Like, if you don't like the show and you don't like what they're doing, you don't have to watch it. You really don't. Yeah. Um, you really don't have to watch the show. Nobody's forcing you to do it. So if you don't like it and you don't like the direction in which Star Wars is going, just stop watching it. Please do yourself a favor and stop watching it. consume the stuff that you want to consume and just leave the rest of us alone. The rest of us that are enjoying this show, that are enjoying these other projects since the acquisition, just leave us alone. Let us enjoy it. But I will say this as well. While we have seen the ugly side of fandom, we've also seen the rise in the good side of fandom. We've seen a lot of people come together to not only support Wikipedia, but to support each other and to build each other up. And it's been awesome seeing a lot more people connecting with one another over their love of Star Wars. And it just warms my heart. It really does. We've gotten a few new friends now because of the whole introductions to Star Wars Twitter and Star Wars social media, and it's really really awesome interacting with all of you, and just geeking out about this galaxy far far away. So that to me is worth it right there. So if you are an old friend, welcome back. It's great to have you back. But if you're a new friend, welcome to the party. Welcome to the family. We're so happy to have you here. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about the positivity in fandom. And also, Wikipedia came up with this amazing question yesterday. And it was about like what your first Star Wars memories were. Like, what made you become a fan? And I feel that I've shared this story before, and I probably have, but I want to take the time to share this story again. So that way, if you are new here and you don't really know much about my Star Wars story, or um, if you do know and you just want to hear it again, that's awesome. but I want to share this. So my Star Wars journey began in the early '90s. When I was about 5 or 6 years old. USA Network at the time would every weekend during the summer would show the original Star Wars trilogy. Once again, this was the early '90s, so we didn't have the prequels yet. So my first introduction to Star Wars was actually my dad turning on the USA Network, and as soon as A New Hope started, he said, "Sit down and check this movie out. I think you're going to like this." And of course, 6-year-old me was just absolutely blown away by what I saw on the screen. Of course, at the very beginning, you've got the Tanaviv 4 being chased down by Vader's Star Destroyer, and you meet 3PO and R2, and then you have the adventures on Tatooine with Obi-Wan and Luke, and you know, they meet Han and Chewie, and my boy is Han Solo. Like I love Han Solo. I think he's an amazing character. My wife and I have the Han and Leia. There we go. Uh, behind me, behind me. There we go. Um, we have these Han and Leia dolls that were part of our wedding. My wife and I had a Star Wars wedding, but you know, Han Solo was just one of those characters that I resonated with. And then I remember finishing the movie and just being like, "Holy crap, that was awesome! Like, I want more." And my dad said, "There's two more," and I said, "There's two more of these things." So of course, like the next night, the next day and the next night, we watched Empire and Jedi, and I fell in love with Star Wars. Absolutely fell in love with Star Wars, and it became ingrained in my DNA, for the rest of my life, you know? And then in '97, the special editions came out for the 20th anniversary of the original Star Wars, and I saw all three of those in theaters. With the special editions. Lego Star Wars. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Um, I saw the special editions, and that was a really cool moment seeing those movies in the theater. But it wasn't until '99 when the Phantom Menace came out that I had like my first brand new Star Wars theater experience, and man, I was hooked. I love the Phantom Menace. I love the prequels so much. So my, my wife even wooed about that because she's a prequel kid like me. We're prequel kids. So um it's just awesome, and I love it. Um excuse me. I've been battling allergies recently too. Yes, the prequels are peak. A movie that came out about 25 years ago was re-released in theaters last month, so that was a lot of fun. But all right, let's get into this before we dive into some more fun here. We are going to be opening the Star Wars Oreo pack. Let's see here. Are we going to get light side or are we going to get dark side? Let's find out. Ready? I'm opening them. We got light side. Yes, we've got light side. And oh, the first cookie I pull out is an R2D2. All right. I'm not going to show all of these cookies. Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. Blue cookies. Ray and Leia are together in the pack. Yeah. Let me see here. No, that's fine. You can get a picture first and then I'll eat some. Here. Oh, you're doing your nails? Okay. Um okay. Well, you just let me know when you're ready, and then I'm gonna eat a couple when you get done taking photos. All right, so we got blue Oreo cookies. Yeah, that was pretty climactic, my friends. Like we're enjoying it. We're having a good time, and that's all that matters here. So let's get into it here. It's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter show this evening since I am flying solo. And I hope that's okay with you all. But I still wanted to spend some of this Saturday evening with you all, and for you all to see a little bit of the new setup too. We've got some of the new setup going on here. This is going to be more and more fleshed out in the coming months and everything, so it's going to look really cool. Um, Also, one of our next streams, we're going to be doing a little bit of a Lego build. Yes, we are going to be building the Havoc Marauder. Yeah, I got this for Christmas a couple of years ago. Still have not put it together yet, but we are going to be doing it now that we've got like the shelving and stuff. We're definitely going to be diving in and doing the Havoc Marauder here. So we've got that going on. Another build that we may or may not do is we're going to be building the Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters. So a lot of you know that, or you may not know, I am a big Ghostbusters fan. Love this series so much, and yeah, can't wait to build this one. And then we've got one more that we're going to build, and that is We're going to be building a miniature Cinderella's castle. That This is an official Walt Disney World 50th anniversary Lego set that we found at Disney a couple of years ago when we were there. Oh no, we didn't. I know we found it at Disney. We didn't buy it there, but yeah, my wife got it for me for Christmas. Sorry, I got confused. Forgive me. Apparently, my wife's not going to forgive me, but that's okay though. All right, so yes, it does include Legos. You didn't know that when you tuned in, you were going to be seeing some Legos and Oreos this evening. Um, Also, real quick before we dive into the Acolyte, if you're wondering what other things that I'm reading besides Star Wars novels, I am on a huge Brandon Sanderson kick. And so I'm reading book 3 of the Stormlight Archive right now. This is Oathbringer. Yeah, so reading that right now. It's a thick one. So wish me luck with that. All right. So let's get into the Acolyte and episode 4 of the Acolyte and how much I'm going to tell you right now. I had a lot of fun with this episode. I thought that it was really well done. It does a great job at building the mystery and building the tension in what is going on in this time in Star Wars universe. So I was really I was really happy with the way that they build it up. I will say this, and I do have a complaint about this episode, and it's actually a complaint that a lot of other people have. This episode is very short. It's and it does fly by pretty fast. So like that's my only real complaint with the episode was I wanted it to be I want these episodes to be longer. Like that's one of my issues with a lot of these Disney Plus shows, especially like these live action Disney Plus shows, is some of the episodes will clock in at an hour. And then like a lot of them clock in at that 30 to 43-minute mark, which is fine. But if you're gonna do that, I think that one of the things that you need to do is you need to stretch out the season. Um, but I will say this: Andor had a 12 episode first season, but each episode was about an hour long. So you can still do about 12 episodes and still make them an hour long, or you can do 12 episodes and make them about 30 minutes each if you wanted to. But this episode ends on a cliffhanger, and it just feels like they kind of rushed to get to the cliffhanger. Did it mean that I didn't like this episode? No, I just said I loved this episode. I thought it was great. I thought it was great at building the tension. It was great at developing the characters. Let's talk about the the bantha in the room, which is Kiadi Mundi showing up. And I will say this: I love the fact that Kiadi Mundi is in this episode, because it goes and people go, oh well, it breaks canon because he's there, but this also means that he knew about the Sith. No, it doesn't, because if you rewatch the episode, he talks about May being an unknown Force user. Excuse me there. Had to cough and clear my throat for a second. But he talks about May being an unknown Force user. They all they all recognize her as an unknown Force user. They never say Sith. They never say Sith. So right now, the line he speaks in Phantom Menace about the Sith being extinct for 1,000 years, it's true. And to quote Obi-Wan, from a certain point of view. This is true from a certain point of view. Maybe Mundi is going to be in on the cover up eventually, but I don't know. I really don't know if he will, because I I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to put this. Um, if he's part of the cover up, that's awesome, because that's only going to solidify the downfall of the Jedi, and that means that his line in Phantom Menace is going to carry more weight because he was part of the cover up. And I think that's brilliant. One of the things that I've said time and time again, when it comes to when it comes to Star Wars, a lot of a lot of the problems in the galaxy come from come from the fact that the Jedi Order themselves and the Jedi High Council, so Yoda, Mace Windu, all of those people, would all of the problems come from them covering stuff up. If you look at it, a lot of the problems in the High Republic come from Yoda covering stuff up, especially the Nameless, the Force Eaters. A lot of the problems in the prequel trilogy come from Yoda and the Council hiding stuff from the galaxy, because if you look at what the Jedi Council does, right? If you look at what they're doing in the prequel era, is they are covering it up because they don't know how the galaxy themselves are going to react. But then they do know how the people are going to react, because they know that the confidence that they have built in themselves will be shaken. People will start to question the Jedi Order. People will start to question the Republic. And the Jedi and the Republic are deathly afraid of that, because they believe that that's going to lead to their extinction. But their problem is their extinction stems from the fact that they aren't transparent at all. Yoda is not as transparent as you think he is. I go back to the original trilogy. Luke has to find out from other people the stuff that Yoda knows. And it's only when Luke confronts Yoda that we finally get the revelations that Luke has been searching for. So, to see the Jedi Council, or to see the Jedi covering this up now, it makes a lot of sense, because it's only going to perpetuate that downfall that we get in the prequel trilogy. Now, is Mundi going to be involved in this? I don't know, because it could go one of two ways. He could be sent in as backup when Vernestra does go to Kofar, because we have a feeling, we know that she's probably going there in one of the next episodes. So we know that she's coming. Now, is Mundi going to be part of backup for that? Who knows? We also know that this is a group, and Mundi is part of this group. This is like a middle council when it comes to the Jedi Order. So you have your High Council, but that leaves room for a middle and low council, you could see. So when you have Mundi kind of questioning things and asking if they should be taking this to the High Council, and yet Vernestra says no, Vernestra might actually be the one to start the cover up instead of it being Mundi. Now, does this negate everything that Vernestra has been through in the High Republic? No, this is just a natural evolution to her character. Because between the end of Phase 3 of the High Republic to where we get in the Acolyte, a lot of time has passed. So we may be getting glimpses at the evolution of Vernestra's character. Venestra in the Acolyte seems to be a little more cynical. She seems to be a little more seasoned than what she was in the High Republic. And that is due to the fact that she's probably been playing a political game as well as still trying to uphold the ideals of the Jedi Order. One of the things that I'm seeing with Vernestra here is she's kind of manipulative when it comes to getting people to do things. When it comes to her trying to bring in OSHA, she goes to Soul, right? She goes to Master Soul and she ends up playing with his emotions a little bit because she knows about the deep connection between Soul and OSHA. So to see that and to start to see a cover up, it leads me to believe that Vernestra is probably the one that's going to end up covering it up. And I have a feeling she's going to confide in one of the masters in the High Council, and it's probably going to be Yoda. Yoda knows about the existence of the Sith in the Phantom Menace. He just plays dumb to it. And you can tell the entire High Council plays dumb to it, except for one person. And I believe that's Mundi because I believe he's actually the one being held in the dark. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there, but you have to see how him being there makes a lot of sense for the story while still upholding his line in the Phantom Menace. If so, let's talk about the mission itself. They're on Kofar because we know that May and and Chimera are there. And the Jedi are going to Kofar because they want to bring in Kalnaka. They want to make sure that he does not get attacked. He's not murdered. So we have that going on. We have a really funny comedic scene on the Jedi transport as they're going to Kofar, and we have Osha meet uh, Basil or yeah, Basil. The great mouse detective, we like to call him or them. And yes, we here on the Beacon are members of the Baz Batch. So we have Basil, who's going to be a tracker, and they're going to have Basil try to track May down so that the he is the next Glupshido. Have the tracker track May down so that way they can bring May in and find out the identity of her master and find out the true nature of her mission. So we have them land on Kofar, and then they start their trek to where Kalnaka is, as well as trying to find May. And it's a lot of walking and talking. However, we do get a small little action sequence where Soul kills a giant bug that that may or may not have communicated, or OSHA may or may not have communicated with in the Force. Who knows? We'll get to that here in a little bit. While that's going on, you have May and Chimere on their way to Kalneka's hideout, and you have Chimere, and this is one of my theories about who Darth Teeth is. So one of my theories is that it's Chimere because he he has a giant bag that may or may not be. I think it just flew into his blade like a light bulb. Yeah, that's true. So Chimere may or may not have a giant bag that may look like it could fit a helmet. Who knows? Yes, Darth Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Yes. So it may or may not fit a helmet. And the only reason why I think it's Chimere is he's bringing up a lot of things that May brought up in their conversations when they were. I think it could be, but it's too obvious. Yeah, I mean, it's tough because I have a feeling this could be a huge red herring. And this is going to be somebody completely different. It's going to be Yoda. Yoda is going to be Darth Teeth. It all goes to the whole cover up thing that I was just talking about just a couple of minutes ago. Um, but but God, now I can't unsee that. It's Grogu actually. No, no, Grogu is not born yet. Oh God, I don't want to piss off any more fans by talking about Grogu possibly being in the Acolyte. It's Jar Jar's ancestor. Yeah, maybe. So I'm thinking that it's him because of the conversations that him and May have, and he's talking about how the Acolyte is supposed to kill a Jedi Master without a weapon, and he's questioning May and her methods with killing these Jedi Masters. It's Akbar because he ain't got no teeth. It's a trap. I mean, the helmet is Akbar-esque shaped, so it could be Jar Jar. It could be Jar Jar. It's Darth Jar Jar. Um, so like that's one of my theories is that it's Chimera. But before I get into my other theory here, I want to just finish out what the rest of the episode is. So May lays a trap for Chimera because she realizes he's asking way too many questions and acting very suspicious. So May lays a trap for him, and then she has this change in heart where she says, "All right, well now I'm gonna, go to Kalnaka, or Kalnaka or Kalnaka. God, it's so hard to pronounce his name. I'm gonna go to him and the other Jedi, tell him what's going on, and help them find the identity of the master, and I'm gonna turn myself in." And so we see it was always a trap. Your power can't repel dark side of them, I think, dude. Yeah, exactly. So we see her enter into Kalnaka's quarters, and we find, oh, here we go. Here, here are some of the cookies. Here they are, some of them. Yeah. Um. Here we go. We've got C3PO, Obi-Wan. Yeah, Obi-Wan. Yeah. Leia. I was gonna say, where's Han Solo? Ray. Uh, Luke. Chewie. Mr. Cover Up himself, Yoda. R2. Um, really, Mace Windu. Mace Windu. And of course, my boy Han Solo. And you know what? I'm gonna eat a Han Solo cookie. All right. Excuse me. Let's get back to the episode. So Kalnaka is dead, and that leads May to believe that the master is already there. Well, As the Jedi are approaching the quarters, they stop outside and they realize that something's off. And it's in that moment where a mysterious figure comes floating behind Osha. And it turns out he is there. And that is a pretty terrifying scene because you see a red lightsaber ignite. And honestly, I thought he had killed Osha. What, Pickle? What? Anyway, Pickle says hi. Um, so I thought that the red lightsaber had killed Osha, but he just kind of like raises it and then just flicks her out of the way using the Force. And then that's when the Jedi charge at him and he uses the Force to push the Jedi back. And then the episode ends on a cliffhanger. So let's talk about who I think. There's two other theories I have about who Smilo Ren or Darth Teeth is. So I'm gonna go with one of I smell cookies. Yes, yes, Pickle smells cookies. Um, I will say this: the only people food that Pickle eats is yogurt. That's it. That's it. He does not eat any other people food. Um, so my other theory is, and like I said, I have two more. One of them is that this is Mother Coral from the Coven. And the only reason why I say that is you look at the movements of the character and they are very witch like. They are very like witch like movements, very quick, very snappy movements. If you look at like any sort of like witch horror thing, you see like when it comes to like witches and stuff, like a lot of the movements are very quick, very stuttery and stuff like that. And you kind of see that with Darth Teeth. Give me 1 second. I want to get some more water. I will be right back. No, I was just getting some water. I'm talking too much, and like my it's all good. I need to stretch. All right, I'm back now. So that would defend it not being a Sith meeting. Yeah, a little bit. And that's just like one of my theories. I'm just sitting there and I was just thinking those movements are too jittery for it to be a Sith. Now, I have two other theories. Now I have two other theories because one just came to my head. What if this is somebody being controlled by Mother Coral? Like one of the dead witches from the fire. Because that would make a lot of sense. Because while they have like the stuttery movement and stuff, it is almost kind of like a zombie like movement too. Like if you look at the the Inquisitor from Ahsoka and you look at their movements, a lot of that was like the same. Who's the true acolyte? I'm going to get to that in a second. So, this is actually that question is going to actually tie into my last theory about who Darth Teeth is. And that is it's Indara. I have a feeling it's Indara. And the only reason why I say that it's Indara is she goes down way too easily in the beginning of that in the beginning of the show. Now, yes, we are getting a lot of her in flashbacks, and I have a feeling we're going to be getting more of her in flashbacks as the show progresses. Indara was Trinity from the first episode. Yeah, Carrie Ann Moss. So we're getting a lot more of her character through backstory and flashbacks, but I have a feeling because she went down way too fast in that first episode that maybe it was all just one big show and she's the one actually pulling the strings. And she's the one actually pulling the strings. But I could be mistaken. I don't have a mountain of evidence there, but look at a lot of the things that dark side users do, right? A lot of them put on big shows. I mean, Maul, for instance, put on a big show when he attacked Mandalore. You know, Dooku and Grievous put on a big show when they kidnapped Palpatine during the Clone Wars. So you have all of those things. The only reason why I say that it's Indara is she and Torben were affected by the Night Sister magic or by the witch's magic. You want it to be Palps? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's too early for Palps. It's not Stevie. It's not Sheevy Palps. It's too early for him. But you know, the magic affected Torben, and you know it kind of affected Indara a little bit because she was very concerned about Torben, and yet you could feel that she could feel like you knew she could feel the effects that magic was having on him. So maybe she was influenced by it as well. I believe Plagueis is the end game for the show. I don't think that this is going to be Plagueis yet. Now, if you're asking who I think the Acolyte is, it's not May. I don't think it's May at all. I think it's Darth Teeth. I think that's the Acolyte. And that's just for me observing things because to me no, 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 I hope not. Um so to me, I don't think it's May because May is so unsure of herself. Like if you're going to dedicate yourself to the ideals of the Sith, the ideals of the dark side, you better not waver. Like if you're going to be an acolyte of that darkness and everything, you need to be solid. You can't waver. I don't know. We don't know, but we'll know soon. We will know soon. She's like Boba Fett's assistant. Not really. I mean, Fennec knew who she was, and she never strayed from who she was. She was just a mercenary with a heart of gold. May just struggles with who she is because of the fact that she now knows that Osha's alive. So, there's that bond. She wants to be closer to Osha. She wants to make up lost time there. She's the bugs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you have I don't think it's who we think it is. Seriously, I just don't think it's the obvious answer. There's more to this story. And that's the beauty of Star Wars, and that's the beauty of this. I think May is more a pawn for a larger scheme. Yes, and that's why Darth Teeth is the Acolyte, because the Acolyte is going to be the ones that's moving the pawns around. You have the Master who's using the Acolyte as the pawn, but then the pawn has to use another pawn to play their game. So you have all of these different ideologies. You have all of these different things clashing. And that's the beauty of Star Wars storytelling here is not everything is as black and white as we think that it should be. You have a lot of gray areas, especially when it comes to this. Maybe the Acolyte. Oh god. I don't remember, Chris. I really don't. Maybe. Who knows? We're gonna find out very, very soon. It goes to Brandon Sanderson, who I mentioned earlier. Uh, Dooku had Ventress. Dooku had Ventress, but Ventress wouldn't be around right now. Um, it goes back to Brandon Sanderson. Read and find out. Just read and find out. We're on this journey together. We can speculate all we want. I mean, speculate responsibly because that's one of the things that we do. But don't get too carried away in what's going on. Just enjoy the ride. Just enjoy what we're seeing. Um, you know, because they're telling an interesting story. I'm curious to see where it goes. And anything can happen. Anything can happen. We still have 4 episodes left. We still have 4 episodes. And we could get a lot of huge revelations and a lot of big moments in these upcoming episodes. I know for certain we are probably going to get a massive fight in this next episode, and I am here for it. I am 100% here for it. Bless you. Uh, but yeah, I am 100% here for it. I cannot wait to see where this show goes. I think it's just going to be awesome. I'm going to tell you this right now. I love this show. I think it's fun. I think it is a breath of fresh air when it comes to Star Wars storytelling. I know there's a lot of people out there that hate this show. I totally get it. Um, who's going to die? Honestly, I don't think Yord is making it out. I don't think so. I know, I know. Oh my Yord. Oh my Yord. Yeah, I don't think he's making it out. If he does, awesome. But if he doesn't, it is what it is. Um, I, you know, Soul could actually make the ultimate sacrifice as well. I really hope not because I really like Soul. I think he's such a great character. Um, I could see May not making it out either because I think May is going to end up truly redeeming herself. Um, and we're going to really find out what happened. He made it out of Squid Games. His time is up. Um, true. Um, but I think it's going to be one of those things where we're really going to find out what happened that night with the fire and everything, and it's all going to become very clear. But I think May is going to be the one to really make the ultimate sacrifice here. Um, I could also see, as much as I love OSHA, I could see Osha not making it out as well. I could see both her and May dying together, as like this one final act to, right the ship essentially. You think Dwight did it? Or it could be like Ryan the temp with his cheese pita in the toaster oven causing the fire in the office. Um I don't know. I mean, it's up in the air right now, you know? We've got 4 episodes left. Anything can be revealed, anything can happen. And that's the beauty of the show. That is the beauty of this show. Um we're going to be wrapping things up here in the next couple of minutes. Like I said, it was a shorter show tonight because, flying solo and everything, which uh is fun every once in a while. But but I miss Faye, I miss Leah, I miss all of them. But um, they'll be back very soon. Uh, yeah, I just wanted to just share just my love and my joy and my passion for Star Wars with you all tonight. Um, and just tell you, thanks, man. Just tell you all, to quote Lando, remember, there's more of us. There are more of us. Just forget about the haters. Forget about these people that are just trying to bring you down for enjoying something. Forget about it. Love what you love. Enjoy what you enjoy when it comes to media. If it's Star Trek, that's awesome. Star Wars, Doctor Who, what have you. If you're a part of multiple fandoms like a lot of us are, just enjoy it, man. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the ride. you know, we, I will say this: we as a community need to be better. We do. Instead of knocking each other down, we need to be building each other up. I created this show as a way to not only share my thoughts and my passion about this galaxy far, far away that I absolutely love so much, but to build a community of people that wanted to share their loves and their passions for Star Wars. And we've slowly been seeing that community grow over the last couple of years since we started doing this. And to see the community grow, to see all of you come together and just share your love of Star Wars, and even if you're not a fan of The Mandalorian or The Bad Batch or Book of Boba Fett or The Acolyte or what have you, as long as you are respectful and as long as you build up the ones that do like those other projects and you are excited for those people because they're excited for those projects, that's what matters. We're here to build a community. Not everybody has to like everything. No, you don't have to. I mean, that's part of what makes us human. People have different tastes. People have different opinions on stuff. Doesn't make you any less of a fan. Doesn't make you any less of you know a member of the community. So just keep that in mind when interacting with people. And also watch what you say and watch how you act, because that person that you're interacting with, you don't know what they're going through personally. You don't. You have no idea what they're going through personally. So be respectful and be kind and just be awesome to one another. You know, that's why we're here. We're just here to share the love, man. Um, I was going to talk about something else tonight, but I didn't want to give any other clout to the haters. I didn't want to give them any any, any publicity. You know, I'm not even going to talk about it because I think that what some of these people are doing is absolutely ridiculous. I think that no, the threats no, the threats were legit and should never have happened at all. I'm not condoning what those people did because I think it's bullshit. You know, how dare you do that? I said that earlier. How dare you do that? I know. I know you are, dude. But just love one another. Embrace one another. Celebrate what makes each other different and unique while also celebrating the thing that brings us together. Just I'm just going to say one other thing and then we're going to end it. Well, yeah, Star Wars is for everybody, John. God, what was I just going to say? I don't even remember what I was going to say. Just be better. Be kind. We lost that as a society. Tensions are so high right now that, just be kind. Just love one another. That's all. Just yeah. I I got nothing else. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, bud. Uh yeah, just really take care of one another, look out for one another, and just, yeah, that's it. I hope that you all have a wonderful week. We are going to be ramping up some more content here very, very shortly. So stay tuned for that. We've got some more audio and stuff that we're going to be doing. Um, Stay tuned because one of our next streams we're going to be putting together the Havoc Marauder, which I'm so excited to put this thing together. I love the Bad Batch so much. They're my boys, and I mean, come on. I get to put together Gonky. I get to put together Gonky. Like, that's awesome. So, other than that, may the force be with you. May you always fight for light and life, and just remember, at the end of the day, my friends, we're all the Republic. Until next week, bye.